Guys, I'm super excited. I hope you can grab your tea because we're going to be spilling the tea today. Let's talk about sex. Today I have Mona with me on the channel. Mona, welcome.
Thank you, Lisa.
This lady here has saved so many marriages, has helped us when it comes to do with sex. And I don't want to keep the secrets. I want her to come so she can also pour into you because a well of wisdom is here. So, welcome.
Thank you for having
Finally,
me, Lisa.
Really want
Finally.
to come. Finally, tell them who you are and yeah, let's dive into it.
All right. My name is Monica. Most people call me Mona Lokor, and I'm glad to be here.
Yay! How many children do you have? Your family? Like, give us more.
So yeah, I'm married to one wonderful man, and we have 3 babies, and yeah, God is good.
Married for how long?
We've been married we'll be 15 years this year.
When I hear such stories, I'm encouraged. I think there is hope. Guys, you know that there is hope and that marriage is actually possible. All right, so I know you help many people when it comes to this sex thing, yeah? And because you have experience, you've talked to so many people, what do you see are some of the biggest challenges when it comes to sex in marriage? Let me just emphasize.
In marriage.
Yeah.
So that's important to emphasize because my husband works in the church.
Yeah.
So my views are biased towards what I believe God would have us do. However, I understand that all our situations are unique. So we've got to be kind of open-minded and understanding of people's different situations.
Yeah.
When you ask me what has been the biggest challenge, honestly, the sexual relationship is unique to the individuals that are inside the relationship. So to generalize and say, okay, so generally this is the biggest struggle, that's a difficult thing to do. I don't know if that's even possible because every couple will have their own unique situation and their own unique needs. So every situation is addressed per couple.
Okay.
Yeah. However, there are examples of challenges that people face. So maybe I could list some of those. Some people don't enjoy sex. Some people endure painful sex. Some people don't have desire
at all.
Yes. They essentially endure it. You can not enjoy it because the person you're working with has some things to work on or because you need to learn a bit more, but some people just don't have any interest. Okay. Some people have physical inhibitions, illnesses, infections, hormonal imbalances, those kinds of things. And those need to be sorted out by professionals, of course. Some people have issues with frequency. Frequency is too high, maybe the partner is too demanding, or frequency is too low. You wish you could have it a bit more. Some people have issues of broken trust. When there's no trust, you'll struggle with your sexual relationship, of course. You won't be able to give yourself the way you were willingly giving yourself before. So the issues are varied. Sometimes stress comes in and hampers your vibe. You can't do what you know how to do because you're thinking about some other things. So different things affect your relationship differently.
Okay, so some people may argue that maybe lack of exposure to sex, especially when we talk about the Christian couples, lack of exposure to sex also can be a challenge. From your experience, do you feel that we need some sort of exposure, or what kind of exposure do we need when we're getting into marriage?
I like the way you said from your experience.
Yes.
So Lisa, let's not base on my experience because I am only little me. Let's go back to what God's original design was. God's design is not flawed, and God's design was that we come into the marriage with as little baggage as we can bring into it. So there's nothing wrong with having no exposure before the marriage. Also, there are people who the times that you get into starting to have sexual relations vary.
Yeah.
You know, some people start early, some people marry early,
Yeah.
some people marry late. So someone who starts their sexual experiences late within a marriage is the same as the person who starts their sexual experiences late outside of a marriage. So really, it's not about the marriage.
Okay.
I don't want us to taint coming into the marriage. How does lack of exposure before marriage affect your relationships? No, because that design is
clear.
right.
Yeah.
So more what we should be addressing is how prepared are you when you start having sexual relations? Regardless of how you start to do so, how prepared are you? What's your attitude towards being intimate with someone else? What's your expectation? What expectations do you have towards that person and even towards yourself?
Yeah.
When you decide that you're going to start having sexual relations, are you ready for it? Is the other party ready for you the way you are coming? You know, those are the things that affect how you relate sexually, rather than are you exposed before you start or not exposed. You understand what I'm saying? Yes.
Okay. So exposure or not, for me, what I'm hearing, I don't know if I'm hearing right, is that it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It shouldn't matter.
You can still have amazing sex.
Even if you've not been exposed.
I want it to, so that is clear, because the world is speaking and saying you need to be experienced. Like, I mean, how can I just go there and you don't know what to do? Yeah.
So I will say, my husband is, like I said, he works in the church. He's a priest. So we've said publicly we never had sexual relations before we were married, but we have enjoyed a vibrant
and
sex
still
life.
Enjoying.
And we are still enjoying a vibrant sex life. So I don't believe that lack of experience should in any way hamper or hinder how much you enjoy your sexual experience. If you can ensure that your sexual activity is being done within a safe space, then you will enjoy it. If you are not sure of the partner that you are with, you know, he could leave, or he might be doing so many other people, then you won't be able to give yourself as freely as you might within a relationship that you feel is safe. So try to make sure that, you know, certain things are aligning before you give yourself that way.
So when you talk about being in a safe space, together, some people would say, you know, there are lots of narratives that as long as it's between the two of you, it's okay. Yeah, it could be sex toys, it could be oral sex and things like that. What do you have to say about some of those things, you know, to help us, you know, get sex better?
You've given two examples of two completely different things. I'll start with toys and tools. I call them tools.
Tools.
There are different things that can add to your sexual experience. Starting from something as simple as a condom, all the way to toys, like the way we know them, vibrators and all that.
You put a condom in the same category,
because
it's a tool.
It is something that you are bringing to help the experience. Okay. All that is within the same category. And the reason why we introduce such things into our sexual experience is for various reasons. Okay, some people actually need them, and some of them have specific uses, like the condom. Okay, you want to prevent pregnancy or you want to prevent disease, you will buy one of those and use them. Some people are otherwise incapacitated. They don't have what they need to give you pleasure. So if, for example, one of the partners is, let's say the male partner is unable to somehow meet some of his lady's needs. They might opt for tools to complete the experience so that they are not in need. Okay. Some people feel that they want to spice things up.
Yeah.
Improve the experience. Maybe they have been in a rut and they want to pull out of it. All these things are okay as long as the couple agree. Let the two people within the relationship have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
Let the two people agree on what works for them and how they move forward. The two people should also agree on what their limits are going to be.
Yeah.
Very important, because there's no end to pleasure. If you go down the search for pleasure, you'll never stop.
Yeah.
There are continually more and more things to discover and more things to try out. So the two of you have got to manage yourselves. Apply some control over yourselves. This is going to be our limit. Beyond this, we will not go. Once you've set those limits, you stick to them. Even when you're using such things as toys and tools and things like that, the two of you have got to agree, okay, these are the parameters within which we are going to use these things.
Yeah.
And beyond this, we will be crossing a line.
Do you want to give us specific examples on those boundaries that we can set? Because there's a couple, they are seated there and they're like, okay, it's okay. Because biblically, it's like a gray area.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is a gray area. From my understanding of what I've seen in the Word, the Lord left it up to us to enjoy one another. Okay? A man can enjoy his wife, and his wife can enjoy her man as much as they are able to. Okay? As long as, so my husband and I usually tell people, set the boundaries for yourselves. Are you going to involve other people? Are you not going to? Biblically speaking, keep it within the two of you, between the two of you. Are you going to, if you decide to do something, does it in any way hurt your health?
Yeah.
If there are things that you're opting for that could make you ill, then don't do them.
Yep.
Some things are okay to do as long as both of you have done the necessary prep. So be clean. If you bring a dirty organ and put it into somebody's organ, that person is going to get issues.
Infections,
okay?
yeah.
Yes. So try to be clean and keep whatever is going to do some work should be clean.
Yeah.
So keep things clean, keep things healthy. Agree between the two of you. Don't compromise each other's dignity.
Yeah.
Discuss and say, okay, I'm comfortable with this, I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah, and the person should be able to. So, like, for example, if you want to use or want to, you're interested in, let's try out a sex toy and your partner is not, you don't force it on them, because there'll be some people like, no, but it can help increase pleasure, so let's do it.
So I will say, there's a delicate balance between discovery and adventure, and being a prude. So sometimes we are so hesitant, we are so afraid, because we are like, I don't know that. They say that one is bad.
It's bad, yes.
And then you deny yourself and also your partner. Okay? But sometimes, as a partner who is willing to adventure, you might need to give your friend time to come around. You can't force somebody to do something that they're uncomfortable with.
Yeah.
So it's a balance between the two. The adventurous partner giving the hesitant partner time to come around, and then the hesitant partner being open-minded and saying, okay, maybe this could do something for us. We could try it out.
Yeah.
However, within the boundaries of the parameters that I have tried to list. Also, you've got to remember that an angle to sex, one of the angles to good sex is that it's for the other person's pleasure.
Not yours.
It's as much for your pleasure as it is for the other person. And if you truly love this person, you're both going to be working towards
pleasing one another.
It is as important that I am that I receive pleasure as it is that my man receives pleasure. Okay, and both are priorities. There, none is more important than the other. Once you prioritize one party over the other, you then compromise the richness of the relationship.
Yeah, because I've had many ladies complaining that the men, after they're finished, they're like, all right, you know, they go to bed.
I hope that there are not many men that are still doing that, because culturally we have evolved a little bit. There are a lot more conversations happening. So I hope that people are beginning to realize it is important, just as as important as it is for men, it is important for ladies. Okay, and actually stats show that past a certain age, women are much more interested in it than the men. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. So it's generous, it is kind, it is thoughtful for a man to give consideration to his woman's pleasure.
Men, I hope you're listening. Anyway, so there are ladies out there, or I don't know, maybe even men, maybe, you know, who are going through painful sex, who are experiencing painful sex. What tips or what would you have to say, you know, is sex supposed to be painful at any point?
Okay, so let me say, it's normal to feel pain, especially at the beginning.
Okay.
Because you're taking body parts that have been inactive, and then you are introducing heavy activity to them. So it's normal to feel some level of discomfort.
Yeah.
For some people it's mild discomfort, for some people it is intense, for some people it's excruciating.
Pain.
That is normal. However, there are ways that you can overcome that painful sex. Unless there is an unknown condition that needs to be investigated. So if you try everything and you still are unable to overcome the pain, then you need to consider the idea that there might be a condition that you need to address.
Do you know some of these conditions?
Yes, but before we get into that, I'll say some of the ways that you can evade or, you know, avoid pain.
Yeah.
Good foreplay.
Louder for them to hear. Good foreplay, guys.
Don't be in a rush. Set the stage and prepare yourselves, prepare your bodies for what you're going to enjoy, for what you are already enjoying.
Yeah.
Okay. 2, mental preparation. If you are going in, it's the reason why there's a difference between a forced experience and a willing, consensual experience. Yeah. Okay. Someone who has consented is mentally prepared for what they're going into. So the chances that they will have pain will be a little slimmer than that one who is going into something without preparation. So prepare mentally for it. Prepare yourself to receive or to give whatever you are giving. Yeah. And yes, especially at the beginning, if a man is having sexual relations with a girl that is inexperienced, he will also endure some level of discomfort and pain. Yes, because he's also having to push into a small space, a tight space. So that strain is going to have, yes, you know. And remember, by that time, you don't know yet how to lubricate one another's bodies. You're probably not investing as much as you should in the foreplay. So of course there will be some level of discomfort. Yeah, some partners are too excited and too fast. He comes, even when he's done foreplay and whatever, at the point of entry, you must take your time.
Force. He's using force.
No, he might not even be using, he might not consciously be using force. He's just seeing some edible meal there that he needs to eat and just waiting for him. So what does he do?
Enter.
Yeah. Okay. So a partner like that needs a conversation and maybe some support.
Take it slow.
Some direction. Go slow. Even when you've done all these things, you've prepared, you're mentally set and whatever, when you are approaching the sacred place. Take your time. Take your time. It doesn't hurt. Then take nothing away from it. And the rewards are worth.
Worth it.
They're worth the effort. Some people experience pain once again because they don't have any desire. They're not
attracted to the person.
Sometimes they're not attracted to the person, or sometimes the idea of the intimate activity that they are doing puts them off. Some ladies are put off by the thought of being intimate with a man. Of course, again, because of what we do, I am assuming that these are sexual relations between a man and a woman.
Yes.
Yeah. So some people are just put off by the thought of that, and they need to overcome some of those mental obstacles.
Yeah, because it starts with the mind, so then also down will be affected.
Yeah. We could go on and on.
Yeah. Okay. So as a wife, what tips would you maybe share with me to make sex with my husband enjoyable, amazing, beautiful?
So let me say, it's not just on you. Culturally, we put a lot of pressure on women.
That's true.
To bring it, you know, to set the stage, to set the place. Organize yourself, he must be happy.
Yeah.
But like all things in relationships, it takes two. It takes two to have that vibrant, meaningful, fun, sexual relationship.
Yeah.
So I would say that it works best when two people are working together to achieve that excellent rhythm, sexually. And it's the reason why I usually recommend, whenever somebody approaches me and says, I need help in this department, I say, is your partner willing to have the conversation? Because there are things you will learn on your own. If you don't learn with him, if you're not growing together, you will be putting in a lot of effort in the process. If he doesn't read the room, you're going to burn out, fighting to push something that is not moving. So I always recommend, if you want to add spice, you want to add some, improve the situation, do it together. Okay. Remove emotional obstacles, especially for us women. You specifically said for me as a wife, remove emotional obstacles. If something has upset you, if something has made you afraid, if something, if there's a fight pending, take it off the table. Discuss what needs to be discussed and put it aside.
And people always say that if we are fought, our down there has not fought, so we should still have the sex either way.
I agree with that, by the way, because it is possible for you to separate the two and have it. But sometimes somebody has really hurt you and really upset you, and it's just impossible for you. So when that happens, have the conversation and have it with a willingness to resolve the situation so that you can move on. Have it knowing that we are working towards coming back together, being able to be one peacefully, So put things off the table that need to be put off the table, and if something is hard to forgive, then pray about it. If your partner needs to work on something and they are not willing to work on it, then you need supernatural help to be able to relate with him. So you can pray, and the Lord will surely be faithful. He will help you relate with this person who is imperfect, because you're also imperfect. He will give you the grace to somehow relate with this person, even if they are still offending you in some way. And he'll give you the room to give that person time and to correct their error. While you that issue should not hamper your growth together as a couple. So that being said, take all baggage. When you have had baggage, forgive your friend. For us ladies, it's usually a struggle to put things off.
Aside.
We don't know how to forgive. So as long as you've not forgiven, it is hard for you to. If your partner has hurt you, address the issue and consciously choose to forgive him. He's only human. You're also human.
Yeah.
He's daily forgiving you for things you might not even be aware of.
Sometimes
they don't talk. Yes.
They just keep quiet anyway.
Yeah. So if he's giving you grace, offer the same, so that you can continue working together.
Yeah.
You need to be sexy for yourself. You need to appeal to yourself. If you look good, if you feel good, if you would do you, he will be interested in you.
That's a nice one. If you would do you, do you want to do you? Anyway, yeah.
So if you look at yourself and you look good and you like your vibe, you feel good, you're confident, chances are when he sees you, he's going to want a little bit of that, you know. But if you're not feeling good about yourself, you're down, you're not confident, you don't look nice, he probably will. He'll read off and he'll bounce off that. Yeah, to reflect off of him.
What are some of the ways we can look good? And because part of that is in what we wear, is in what is how we smell like. Like, what are those things?
Yes, that all of it. If something makes you uncomfortable, do something about it.
Yeah.
Look good. Put in effort. Some ladies doll up when they are heading out the door, and then when they come back home, they wash it all off. The husband gets the royu continually, and maybe the royu is
what he likes.
Maybe it's pretty, maybe it's what he likes. But it doesn't hurt to put in a little bit of effort to show him just what the different faces that you can wear. Do your hair. If you don't have the resources or the time to do your hair, wrap it up so it looks good. You need to prepare your mind, gear towards sex. Good sex doesn't just happen. Okay, mentally prepare for it, emotionally prepare for it, and that's where even that taking things off the table comes in. Prepare yourself for it. So if you're planning to have a good time in the evening, you think about it. Plan the way you plan for your dates. When you're going to have a date with your beau, you'll plan your dress, you'll plan your look, you'll plan your shoe, you'll know which scent you're going to wear, you will know where you're going to sit. In fact, you will sit before you have sat.
In your mind.
What are we going to talk about? How will I look at him? I'm going to do this kataini. The same way you plan for your date, plan for your sex. But get your mind into the zone. I'm going to do this, I'm going to have that, and I will do this to him, and he will do this to me, and when he does, so if you work towards it, it will be easier to achieve your target.
And I think that the challenge with many ladies is we are waiting for the man to do it to us. Sure, he's not giving, no foreplay. What? But then for you, you're not preparing yourself in any way. You're just waiting to be done.
So I was talking to somebody actually this week, and I was telling her, if your man does nothing to prepare you, and you do all the prep yourself, you will be ready to have a good time. In fact, you might have a better time than when he's invested all that he's invested. If you decide, I'm going to have a good time, and this is how I'm going to achieve that, you will definitely have a good time. And that is how, when you hear ladies that are continually rocking their beds, that is their mindset.
Their mindset.
Yes. Like they don't need their man's input to enjoy themselves. Of course the input is good, and men should absolutely look after their women. Put in the effort. Men should buy gifts, give time, make the phone calls, blah blah blah. But that script is hard to follow, and it is hard to sustain. If you put your man on pressure to continually do these things,
he will also fall.
At some point he will fail.
He's like, no, by then I start foreplay, massage every time.
If he sets alarms and every day he has to call you, in fact, even those calls will become boring. Because they are now expected. But if you are determined on your own to keep yourself enjoying it, you will enjoy it. Your man is not a genius. If you get there and at that moment, that moment where he has just finished working on the left, and you absolutely know, rather than going on the right, he needs to go south.
Stick here.
Move him where he needs to go. You don't even have to say. lead him where he needs to go. Where you, in the script in your mind, this is what works. Get him to do that. You don't even need to say words, okay? Now, if you come in and you're just waiting for your partner to somehow read your mind and do what you need, many times they won't know. Many times they have ideas of what should work that in the moment might not work. You know, we are women. What worked on Monday might not work on Tuesday.
And men sometimes can want to cry.
Let me tell you, it worked on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By Friday, you're just tired of it.
You're like, it changed. Well, the body also moves. I don't know.
That's how we are.
Yeah.
So he needs some direction, some guidance. Okay, today this worked, but maybe, you know, or I want it again. I want it again. Just what you did. That right there. You know, even when he's giving it to you, that's too much. Reduce a bit. It is you to take what you need the way you need it. Be confident. Be determined enough to get it. Yeah,
because you know what you want. You want to enjoy it. So don't just sit back and say,
do it. Now, this man bores.
It bores me. You also boring.
Remove distractions.
So
distractions can vary. They can be external. I have to cook dinner. I have to put the babies to bed. The net is not clean.
It's not washed. The curtains.
My hair. My God, my hair. What about remove all those distractions? Clear your plate so that when you go there, you have one thing on your mind. To please him, to please yourself. So, sometimes the external, like I've said, might be about the chores you have to do, might be about the house being neat and clean before he comes in. But it might also be on yourself, on your person. If you know that your boobs are distracting to you, you would like them, maybe the way you serve them doesn't make you comfortable, change it up, you know. Support them.
Do you mean?
If they need...
Like the boobs are falling in your face. Where, bruh?
If you look in the mirror and you're like, but they don't look nice.
You're not confident.
Put on a bra.
A nice sexy bra.
Yes. And then when you're done, take it off. Or even in the process, maybe he will
remove it.
If you are, if you feel uncomfortable about a part of you, you don't like how it looks, chances are he doesn't even know what you're seeing.
Don't even see those things.
In fact, he likes the thing that you don't like.
Stretch marks.
For him, he's like, ooh, come here, you know. But if it makes you uncomfortable, that is a good way for him to enjoy what he likes, but while you are comfortable and confident. So cover up the things you need covered up. Wash up the things that need washing. If you come after a hard day and you are so ready, and then because you are ready, you just go. You'll get there and things will hit you. And then
you want to be spontaneous.
Now, where you'd have been one-track minded, your mind is like, my God, why didn't I?
I should have showered.
I should have. Why didn't I? You know? So prepare yourself well. Clean up. Wash up. Make sure there is nothing that's going to hinder the flow. Okay? Smell good. If it builds your confidence, if it makes you feel prettier, smell good. Serve yourself the way you want to be served. And then when you get there, he can unwrap as he wants and enjoy the meal the best way that he can. Of course, spice it up within reason. Like I said, there's no end to pleasure. So be careful. Be careful that you don't go down a rabbit hole that you don't know how to come out of.
We shall end up in addictions now.
Addictions, obsessions. You could find yourself. You could find the chase after the sexual experience. A good sexual experience taking a hold over you. So where you should be in control, it is now controlling you. You know, you're continually thirsting for more.
And thirsting for the pleasure and not
the
relationship. I think those can be two different things sometimes.
Two different things.
I love sex, all right. But then together and what it builds you, brings you closer.
Good, fun sex brings you closer, okay? But you can search for pleasure so much that it is no longer about the bond.
Yeah.
It's not even enjoyable anymore. You just feel bound by it. You are at its mercy. You know, the obsession, the addiction is what is holding you.
Yeah.
You're no longer enjoying the person. In fact, you can get to a point where it doesn't even matter who you're doing it with. You just need that. You want that itch scratched.
That good sex.
It stops being good.
Yeah.
It can even cross into something else. So be careful as you are searching for pleasure. Enjoy yourselves. God gave us life so that we can have it in abundance. So absolutely enjoy your sex life. Enjoy it. But watch yourselves. Do it within boundaries. Set healthy boundaries for yourself and stick to them.
Yeah.
Another thing that you as a woman can do to enjoy a better sex life is to exercise. Exercise is so good. It keeps you active, it keeps you refreshed, it keeps you
Fit.
for
the activity.
Yes. So that there are no angles you cannot tackle.
My God.
You know?
Yeah.
You won't get halfway and you're just like,
I'm tired.
I'm tired. Yeah. So exercise and keep yourself healthy so that you can absolutely continually engage. Also be open-minded. Sometimes we close ourselves off.
We are boxed.
Yeah. Especially if you've been in a Christian setting or if you've been in a very traditional setting.
Until they tell us sex is bad, sex is bad. Then
Don't do. And then now suddenly
it should be good. Enjoy, try all. What? Now you're like, how do we balance?
And in the process, even things that could have been enjoyable, your mind is closed off to them. So many times, most of us have had to overcome certain mental
Myths.
Yes. Conditioning, training, background, upbringing. So be open to discovering what your mate has to offer you and what you can offer your mate, and to enjoying yourselves as much as you can within reason.
Yeah.
You need to understand your own body.
Know your body.
If you don't know your own body, how do you expect a man who is built completely differently from you to know what you need?
How do I know my body?
You need to discover your own body.
How?
And when I say that, sometimes people get uncomfortable with it, but it actually needs to happen. Once you know how your body ticks, you are in a better position to teach your friend how your body ticks.
Like what works
and yes, and I am a believer that every woman is unique.
Yeah.
I don't believe that a man can just know all women, okay? You even when you have some experience and you have some exposure, once you find a woman that you want to please, you need to read her right, okay? Because she's unique, and even after you've read her right, on Monday, what you thought you had understood will be different.
I know.
On Friday. So, as you are figuring her out, it makes the process easier if she herself knows what is going to make her tick on that particular day.
Yeah.
So, I always encourage women, do self-discovery. You must know yourself. Now, for you to discover yourself within the confines of a marriage, you can do it with your husband.
Okay.
You can discover what makes you tick with your friend. Work with him. If you are discovering a new something, the same way if you've never used condoms, you'll get together and try to figure it out, read and try to do things together. You can do all that stuff together, and that process is also fun and funny and adventurous.
So in other words, you can say touch here, and if it here is making you like, okay, so you mental note, this coupless, it works. Yeah,
it works, but remember on Thursday it might not work.
Okay.
So as a woman, you need to be able to read and know, okay, so today is Friday and what I'm feeling like is matoke and fish. Okay, and when he comes, you lead him to giving you that matoke and fish. And then on Monday, when it's kalo and yogurt, millet and yogurt, show him how to get you to that spot where you enjoy millet and yogurt.
Mona,
like that.
There are two okay, it may not be two, but anyway, there are many pleasure points, yeah. But there's some ladies who only enjoy with clitoral stimulation and not with penetration. Or so, how would you tell them, to go about it?
Enjoy the stimulation that you are enjoying as you grow, because like I've said, sometimes we put ourselves under unnecessary pressure to know it all and to get it right there and then. But we have a lifetime to figure out this sex thing. We have a lifetime to figure out what makes us tick, what makes the other person tick. We are not in any rush. So if right now what you are enjoying is clitoral stimulation, absolutely have a go at it. Enjoy it and make sure that every time you have an experience, eat a fat frog, as you allow yourself, your mind, your body to accommodate, to consider, to even, to discover, to explore, to discover the other kind of stimulation. You get it? So what you have, enjoy as you work towards something else. Yes. Okay. That's what I would say. There's no harm in it. And the two ways of achieving an orgasm feel different. So when you enjoy a clitoral orgasm, it feels a little different from the way you'll enjoy a vaginal orgasm. But they are kind of linked. They are kind of, it's the same experience, it's just a little different. So by having one, you're not missing out on the other. Okay. But maybe where you could say it's worth working towards is because usually once you have enjoyed one, then you can quickly enjoy the other
in the same session.
If you know how to achieve the second one. So you can work towards it. But if you have achieved one, you are already better off, because there are many women who have never achieved orgasm. It's so sad. And I would encourage ladies, have a conversation with your man. If you have not gotten to that place, pray about it and have a conversation with your man so that you can work towards achieving that together.
And how do you say it without demeaning or making him feel bad? Because there are men whose egos, you may tell him something and then
he feels bad.
He feels bad. So how do you say it? Because so many people are struggling. So many women have not reached orgasm.
So how do you have touchy conversations with your man about a sensitive topic like this one? First of all, identify the issue. If you are having a struggle, it might be about not having ever experienced an orgasm, but it might be about other things. You might be, it might be about having a painful experience, it might be about the experience being too rushed or maybe too boring. You need to spice it up a little bit. Whatever the conversation is, identify what the issue is, so that when you have the conversation, you are not hitting left and right. You are right on the mark. Okay? Men find it easier to understand difficult things when you are clear about what you're talking about. If you know that the conversation is going to be touchy, pray for wisdom. Whoever you are, whoever I'm aware that different people from different religious beliefs might be watching, but we all subscribe to somebody. Pray for God to give you wisdom to tackle the conversation. Pray for God to give you wisdom to say the right thing at the right time. And be wise. Be wise and wait for that right time to come up. And when it does, then you bring it up. Don't wait for your man to be... don't wait for the day that you fought about him delaying to parent.
And then you
bring up this
crush.
Wait for the right time. And once you have identified that right time, bring up the conversation. Preferably let it be when things are good and you're in a good mood and you're in a happy place and he's enjoying your company, you're enjoying his. You'll even be more willing to be kinder in the way that you deliver your message. So consciously set the mood when you're going to have a conversation like that. In the Bible, there's a story about a lady called Esther. She needed to have a conversation about something sensitive with her husband, and she didn't know how. She needed the result to be positive. So what she did was to set the mood. She prepared her husband for the conversation. By the time she asked for the help that she needed, he was willing to lay the world at her feet. So even with us, we can set the mood so that by the time he hears what you're trying to communicate, even when it stings a little, he's willing to hear and to take it. Okay? And then also when you come to talk to him, let it be a discussion. Let it not be an accusatory conversation. You know, we're discussing, this is how I feel, you know, ask questions. What do you think about it? This is how I feel. Can we do better? What would you advise? When you are asking and involving him in the conversation, he will feel less defensive, and he will feel he won't feel the need to protect himself or to defend himself. He will be willing to work through.
Like it's not an attack.
It's not an attack.
Like you actually
He'll be willing to work through the issue with you because we're working together. Remember, you've set the mood. So he's happy being with you, and then you approach it in such a sensitive way. Be brave, because you could do all these things and then when you get there you're afraid because you know just which way it could go. But be brave, because it's worth it, not just for you but also for him. He will be happier when his woman is also enjoying and is fulfilled by his effort. Keep the discussion positive. You know, don't allow the discussion to go into things that will make it dark or that will make him angry. Manage it so that as you have that conversation, it remains a positive conversation. You don't push him to a negative place, you know, and you also don't push yourself to a negative place with negative emotions. If you feel resentment coming in, control yourself so that you keep it clean and clear. And even as you talk, be intentional about being sensitive and being kind, because you want this to bear good fruit. You want him to understand you, and you want this situation to improve. So be intentional about being kind, about being sensitive, about being respectful. Don't start the conversation and then in anger start calling him names or start mocking maybe that's what he looks like. That's why, in fact, you don't even please me well. You're not man enough. Women, you know? Watch your tongue. Manage yourself so that when you speak from a kind place. You know, I love you. Do a lot of remind him of his worth to you. You know, I love you. You are a good man. I appreciate you. I enjoy being with you. But I was thinking maybe we could add this or improve this. I've heard that there is such a thing and I've not yet felt it. Can we work towards it together? I don't know what do you think? Because while I enjoy myself, I don't feel like I've hit that apex. You know, think about a way to bring the conversation to that place without offending him. Yeah. I would also say when you are going to have such a conversation, present well, package well. Okay, it is easier to take that kind of conversation from a beautiful woman. Don't start to have the conversation when you know fake. You look like a like a mess, a hot mess. Look good, feel good, and let him want to be in your company while you are talking about it. Look edible. You know, and lastly, I would say, try to work towards ending the conversation on an intimate, yummy note. So, like after talking about it? Yeah. Absolutely do practicals. If you have discussed something, even if you haven't discussed something, let it end in such a nice way that he will want to have those kinds of conversations with you, even in the future. Whatever else comes up, he will know we are working towards, you know. If you've set the mood right and you look good and you're talking well and you manage the conversation so that things don't go overboard and you're considerate of his feelings, it will be easy for you to work towards, you know, and work towards it mentally, work towards it emotionally, but also work towards it physically, you know. As you're talking, bridge the space between the two of you. Keep physical contact, you know, seduce him while you are at it.
Yeah.
And allow yourself to respond to him. If you're angry, if you have negative emotions, that will be difficult. So manage yourself so that you don't have negative emotions. You talk about what needs to be talked about, and then you work yourselves towards a good end.
I love it. And I know as we conclude, we've been talking about how to spice things up. I know one of the biggest challenges couples face, married couples, is that you're doing the same thing over and over again in the same space, in the same environment, so it can actually get boring. And now I just want to let you know that Best Western Plus, the Athena Hotel, is here to spice your marriage up. Please change up the environment. Come here, book a room. You know, sometimes you're not able to scream well, enjoy, you know, because you have children, you have a house help at home. Please come to the Athena Hotel and you will enjoy a good time, private place, you know, beautiful place that is going to just spice your marriage up. So please check them out on Instagram at Best Western Plus, the Athena Hotel, and book your stay today.
People think it's optional, but psychologists recommend that whenever you can, get away. Once every so much, you know, get away so that you can set yourselves free. You know, you're not thinking about the chores you have to do, what's pending, what's waiting. Get away so that you can actually have no inhibitions. You don't have to worry about who's going to make the bed. Will the water be hot? Will it be cold?
Cook breakfast? No. Just come and eat. Come
and set yourself free. And give your friend a chance to set himself free as well. Sometimes the stress of life hinders what we can enjoy
from even performing.
We can't perform, you know. We are stressed.
Especially moms also think about so many things.
The children, the schedules, you know, school, work, balancing it all. Sometimes it just helps to get away and breathe. You know.
So guys, you've heard it all. Thank you, Mona, for being here. I think we have touched most of the things, but we cannot exhaust everything here. So let us know in the comment section, how are you spicing your sex life? If you're married, how are you spicing it up? And please be sure to like this video, because when you like it, it helps, you know, this video reach so many other people. So let's get this video to at least 1,000 likes, and then share it with a friend or two, because you may save a marriage out there. My name is Lisa Kusima. Thank you, Mona, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
If people want to reach out to you, are you available? Or
yes,
you're available
absolutely.
to
this
help.
Is what we do. Yes.
All right. So I'll put Mona's contact down below. Please reach out, because we're here to help one another. I am here, as always, to inspire.